within their own moral framework, that's certainly their decision to make. And certainly, I don't think it's a great decision to consume a lot of alcohol, whether you're a man or a woman, and be around a lot of people that you don't necessarily know well, where bad things can happen. The sad thing, though, is that when women experience rape, it's often at the hands of someone that they do know. And so I think the caller needs to take a closer look at his own behavior, at the behavior of his friends. Why is it, for example, that he feels like he needs to go out and have a lot of sex with a lot of women all of the time? In what ways does that put him at risk? And in what ways is that really healthy? And so I would just encourage looking at a whole lot of those issues.
Let's hear from Tori now in Ohio, Canal, Winchester, Ohio, a parent. Hey there.
Yes. What about the parent that the day you have the conversation with your father, which was my father's conversation he had with me? He turned around one day and thought, "Oh my God, she's growing up," and had to have the conversation. Even though my mom had the conversation with me, to protecting yourself and respecting yourself, and that your body is yours and nobody can take it unless you give it to them.
Thanks. Role of parents there, and do those kind of conversations really make a difference, do you think?
Well, I don't think we have good data on it, but I do think that parents need to talk to their children, both boys and girls, about how to establish physical boundaries, how to say no firmly, how to communicate your desires, and I think all of those can be very helpful. I'm all for education at all levels, and I do think that we have a missed opportunity in many cases of parents who don't talk to their children about sexual behavior, or where our family believes that that's okay. And it could be in the context of marriage. It could be in other contexts if people have other worldviews. But I do believe that we should be educating our sons and daughters about how to respect someone's no and how to say no firmly and forcefully if something's happening that you don't want to have happen.
This will be our last call. It's John from Herndon, Virginia. John's a student. Hey there.
Hi, thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
I just want to make sure that in UVA, usually when sexually something happens, I don't want to see that the police don't just handle the situation. I want the real police to involve the engage, because a crime has been committed, and someone has to investigate what happened exactly. Because sometimes you see a lot of cover-up, that the university name being covered up, or something say like, we don't want this to go out there or something like that. We need girls to be safe no matter where they are.
Thanks, John. Professor Foubert, were you able to hear that?
I only got bits and pieces of that.
Talked about the importance of police in all of this.
Well, the police, I think, need better training on rape trauma and how women tend to speak after they experience a serious trauma like rape, and that it's not always linear, and there are different parts of an experience that will appear in their memory later on down the line, and that sometimes something that they say may seem to conflict in their story. That doesn't mean they're lying. That often means that they are under the influence of a very serious trauma. And so I do hope that we get to the criminal court system for rape that occurs on campus. My primary emphasis is on working with colleges and in the military, but in this case colleges, to fairly and justly deal with rape on their campuses through prevention and also through policy, and to make sure that if someone is found responsible for rape, that they're no longer part of that campus.
Joining us from Oklahoma City is John Foubert. He is national president of the group called 1 in 4. He is also a professor of higher education and student affairs at Oklahoma State University. Thanks a lot for your time, the statistics, the insight, and for taking calls from our viewers. We appreciate it.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity.
All right, we have just under a half hour left in this Sunday edition of the Washington Journal. We will switch gears in a moment. We will talk with Jack Oman, president